I worked at Simon's 677 in Providence with Mike. I met Cart at Simon's.
Going for my buddy's like black metal band, but someone's playing trombone right before that.
Just happy to be alive. The day I woke up was the day I was supposed to play the Strand.
This is Rock Bottom, and it's whatever episode it is. We got our boy Justin Marcotte on the pod this fine evening, whatever time it is. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're back at it. Yeah. Now we're doing something new with the show now that is my version of Death by 1,000 Little Cuts of me just sabotaging the podcast. So we're doing fortune cookies. For some of you, this will be ASMR. The rest of you will have a meltdown. I'm somewhere in the middle of those things.
I'm not going to listen to this episode because it's people chewing.
Yeah. All right, who's reading what?
Stomach.
Well, you're a guest of honor, buddy.
All right. I feel like this is so cliche with everything I just fucking went through.
What up?
This is all right. It says a lifetime of heartfelt compliments will boost your spirits.
Give me compliments.
Give me compliments.
Was that old like old YouTube thing? Is give me compliments. My problem is I'm not getting compliments or whatever that fucking little song is. A lifetime of harmonious relationships is yours to nurture. I fucking hate you people.
I hate all of it.
This is good.
Me notoriously difficult.
I know. This talks about me. Yes. Well, yeah, sure.
What you got?
Your adventurous spirit will take you to new heights. Ooh,
that just means you like drugs. Your sense of humor will shine later today. Okay, that means I get to make one good joke.
Oh, even the producer? Oh,
get in there.
Zach has to read something off camera.
Just sabotaging this podcast, dude.
No, we're waiting for you.
Fucking
we gotta hear
everything.
He's so mad right now. I love it.
Crunching cellophane. That's it.
Oh god, the edits.
The edit's gonna be horrible.
I know.
He said, "Yeah, thanks."
Tomorrow's generosity will be repaid in unexpected ways.
With crinkling edits.
What generosity? The cheapest man I know.
I'm pretty. You know what? I can be pretty fucking cheap.
No,
yeah,
me too.
No, well, as I always say, it's
the parking at the Palladium did it for me. That was the last show at the Palladium.
What about
with him with the fucking
best,
parking?
Dude.
Oh my god,
that did it for me. That put him.
So
at the top.
before we start,
Park's 4 blocks away.
I love our drummer over there, and I get he wants to save a buck. This kid parked 5 blocks from the Palladium.
Same street as Mike Carp.
Okay.
He's a vocalist. He's a
one of those guys has a drum.
The same street as Cart.
It's not Mike.
I know. One thing's not like the other. Brother, like, are you okay? Like, do you need some help? Like,
All I'm going to say is Mike Carp is the same.
He followed me.
Okay.
Dude,
That's the other mistake too.
Mike's the vocalist, and the whole record is basically screaming. He
and he's
barely
the man
has to
at the
carry a
Palladium.
fucking tune.
I mean, brother, like, if you want some help next time, just call me. I have you. We're bass drum player. We're this. I mean, I'll be doing this, but that's a different connotation.
Well,
probably
we don't. Not,
Like, I get it, though. That parking across the street can be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
I know it is, and I
don't
pay
care.
for it every time because I'm like, why the fuck am I going to park all the way down the road?
Yeah.
It's cold
Dude,
out.
I got good street parking luck, man. Everywhere I go, I'll just like right in front. I got that spot right in front of the parking lot.
Dude.
Hit that street parking, dude. Meter's already off. Whatever. It's
I will
all
never
good.
understand why that place doesn't open that fucking side lot to the artists. I will never understand.
I know.
That is crazy.
Hey, what's going on? This is Nick D from the Mighty Fall, and guess what? It is time for you to give the gift of the dumbest guys you've ever met in your stocking this year. I guess it'll be. Is this fucking? It's not coming out. It's coming out after Christmas. Perfect. So you already missed it. You blew it already, and it's your fault. That's good. Perfect. So you can, if you can't get enough of this, which let's be real here, how could you? You can buy some shit from our storefront, our web store. It's themightyfall.bigcartel.com, and it's got a big cartel in there because we're too cheap to take it out. But if you give us enough money, we can pay for the thing that makes it not in the URL of the web store. And that's really what we're shooting for here. That's really what it's all about. You can buy a couple of T-shirts, and you can buy a CD, and you can buy some other shit. I always send you some goodies, and I'll write you a nice little something. I'll write you some sweet nothings.
So I
feel like
played
they definitely did that at
that
one
Demon
point.
Hunter show with Devil's Feedback recently.
Oh, how was that?
It was awesome. Dude, it was sold out. I was the happiest show I've played in years.
They skipped a lot of shit because I like that one album a lot.
Which one?
Help me. Triptych.
Oh yeah.
That album is so good. I don't know a ton of their other stuff. I was a little. I am.
They
one of those-
fluctuate.
Yeah, I'm one of
You
those
know?
guys. I'm like no fun. I look up the set before. Like,
Yeah.
shit's getting expensive now.
That's
So I'm
me.
like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, I know,
like,
I
I
get it,
can't
bro.
show
I
up
get
if
it.
they're not gonna play shit I love. I was very surprised at how little from like that album or like Storm the Gates of Hell, that other one that's like pretty good.
Yeah, the
And-
older albums.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, they're pretty consistent. So I'm sure the other shit is good too. I just don't know it.
They changed their sound over the years though, because they went from a heavier sound to more melodic and rock sounding in some ways.
Oh,
Who's this now?
Demon
Demon
Hunter.
Hunter.
Oh,
They kind of like they have some heavy shit. They played some heavy shit, but there was a lot of their newer stuff that in the last few years that was more commercialized music.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was looking for like, oh yeah, if they're not even gonna play like Not I or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
I just.
Dude, honestly,
Times is tough, man.
I was just such a fan of theirs growing up that I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, I'm playing the Palladium,
Yeah.
and the day that the show came, Carp called me and he says, "You're in fucking luck, man. The show sold out, so like whatever tickets are left, like the couple you have, you got to get rid of them." Like, I'm getting fucking rid of them, bro. I got this
Yeah.
shit. And we sold all the tickets, of course. It was cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like the second that the doors opened, we were the first band on, and then 3 bands on the tour package. Dude, it was fucking as packed as it could possibly be. It was almost uncomfortable.
it was upstairs, right?
It was upstairs.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. They're not gonna sell it downstairs. Absolutely.
That's
not.
still, you know what though? That's all right. Nice.
I was happy with
I'll
that show,
take a-
man.
I'll take a crammed out little room any day of the fucking
Yeah.
week. Just that.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that vibe.
The vibe,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, whether it's a big band or not, just like that's what like especially like that's what like hardcore is all about. Is that just like
Yep.
little sweaty fucking fucked up room like that? That's what's up.
Yep.
So good.
I was
good feel.
honestly, Carp was happy to call me that day because him and I go back like 15 years as friends.
He had a 4 a.m. call day for work, so that's why he's not
Oh,
here.
dude, I know. He's,
Yeah.
I talked to
sure
I
him.
he's
said
talking
wake
to
up
him.
at 4 a.m. every day, but that's
I said,
okay.
"You gonna be there
That's-
tonight?" And he told me he's got a new job. I
He's
was
a
like,
little
"It's all good,
sleepy
man."
head.
I get it, man.
But
So-
understandable. Me
Yeah.
too.
What- so that was you. That was your show that you promoted. You just did, right? Like you promoted that show. You just hopped on with it.
I wanted to play it, so I
Okay.
was on Carp like flies on shit to play it.
Yeah.
and
I was trying
and
to
of course,
segue
like,
it, but yeah.
after harassing Carp every day, like, bro, you need to learn some patience. And he's right. I have like 0 fucking patience.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. So
No
I
comment.
do.
no comment
I
too.
mean well, and he knows
Yeah.
I mean. I mean well, Mike. I just because
Hey,
I do.
listen.
Just I get overly excited. Even to this day, after 20 years of booking bands and playing these shows, I get excited about the littlest thing.
Well, that's a hell of a segue because I'm kind of like the driver. I always like figuring out people's backstories.
Yeah.
When did you start promoting? I have no idea.
I was, dude.
And what was the reason
17.
why they're just so everyone knows? So Just is a promoter in the Rhode Island area. People who don't know us and stuff
What
like
gave
that.
that away? Him saying he promotes shows, or
Let him do his thing. Shut the fuck up. over
I'm
there.
just wondering.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
mind
just
the
wondering what
banter
gave
over
that
there.
one away.
Well, I'm just saying.
All right.
Maybe people don't know who he
Promote
is.
lingerie.
There
It's
you
my
go.
first day.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Continue. Don't mind him over
Oh no,
there.
dude. I think I was like 17. I was playing music for about 2 years at that point. My dad got me and my brother. My brother was a drummer. At the time I was a guitar player, and I didn't know how to sing. He bought us a PA, and we learned how to play. And we were terrible, but it was awesome. We were learning how to be musicians, and then I wanted to throw my own show. And I did it in my hometown where I still am stuck in Burrillville. And it was right down the road from my house where I live now. My dad helped fund it because I didn't have any money. I was fucking 17 years old. So we had to get the club and the PA. And it was a bunch of no-name bands. But it was, at the time, it was local bands or bands from Providence. I mean, I landed 2 bands from Providence at the time. I was like, I felt like I was booking a national band. And I'm booking, these 2 big-ass bands at the time from Providence who were totally different kinds of music. It was a ska band and a nu metal band.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
You know what though?
Mixed bills.
Those VFW mix bills where like
It was awesome, bro.
some of my earliest show going memories were like going to the Blue Building or whatever.
Yep.
Where there was
Blue
like
Building.
going for my buddy's like black metal band, but then there's like someone's playing trombone right before that. You know what I mean? Like that shit is, it's not something that's necessarily like viable all the time. But in that, especially in that age bracket too, where it's like you're too young to go to clubs a lot of the time or whatever, like, and it was something that was available to us as young people.
Yep.
You know, that sort of space, those sorts of spaces going away is so harmful to like just the artosphere, you know, just that shit is so important, and there's such a thriving VFW scene still. It's fucking awesome.
Love the
like
fact
you love
that
to
Nick
see that
is
shit.
coming back right now. I see it coming back. Like people are throwing.
Dude, people are
shows.
playing fucking AS220 again, and it's jammed out. I'm seeing
I
so
know.
much. I've been to a couple where it's like butts to nuts in this place that like was just not the hang for a while. Or at least it seemed that way to me, but
It wasn't for many years, and now it's coming back.
It's just you love to see it.
Well, at
you
the
know?
same
Which is
time-
so for those of you at home who don't know, that's an art gallery space in downtown Providence. That was
right downtown.
really instrumental to particularly just the fact that it was all ages at that time. It was one of the only places where if you were a fucking shitty kid, you could play it.
Yeah.
Well, the other circumstances too is other venues have closed down. Dusk.
That's true. I mean,
Ask You. I know they're without me,
know,
but
it
even
sucks,
still,
man.
Every venue I played is dead.
Yeah, so I wouldn't
It's
be.
our
surpri-
fault.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not
that
saying it's my
VFW
fault.
seems going to come back because there's just nowhere else to play. Well, I mean, where is there else to play around? Alchemy, Fat.
I mean,
I'm
Fat,
thinking
yeah.
Yep.
after it gets
I mean,
pretty
AS220
small pretty
is
quick.
a viable
Yeah,
option
exactly,
at this
yeah.
point. You know,
Not the word I'm against any of
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Alchemy,
The
Fet,
parlor,
the
and,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And-
parlor and
that's
Strands.
really all we have at
Yeah.
this point. You know,
Yeah, at this point, exactly. So
We're lucky now that we have access to the Strand.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
a few years ago,
dude.
that was like so like unattainable.
yeah, I know.
So at least we can consider that now.
Yeah.
But
You ever
there's-
thought about booking? Have you ever booked a show at the Strand before?
I was 2009. Joint Damage booked our headlining show when we were in our prime back then. And believe it or not, the band that played before us was the Empire Shall Fall, and Jesse Leach was in the band prior
Oh
to
yeah,
Fuck
yep.
yeah.
prior to him being in Kill Switch.
Mhm.
We convinced him to come play with us because we did, being that we were a hip hop metal band, it took for a while for the metal community to adjust to us.
Sure.
You either hated us or you loved us. And, you know, it was weird because at the time, the guitarist of that band was this kid, Jake Davenport of The Empire Shall Fall. And Jake Davenport was a 17-year-old kid that played guitar, just a mind-blowing guitarist. And I met him and Nick, the bass player, and I convinced them to play the show. And I hadn't met Jesse. I always knew who Jesse was, of course. God damn, he's the original singer of Killswitch Engage, you know? But I was so fucking thrilled when we booked that. But that was the only show I ever booked there on my own. It was us and them, and I think the only other bands that you guys might know that maybe played that back then. Oh, Scarecrow played that. That's all I've known those motherfuckers for. And All for Blood.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All for Blood played that show.
No shit.
I think two others. I can't remember who they were.
Brian was probably still in the band at that point, right?
Yes.
For All for Blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So take me. Sorry, I'm not a promoter. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
What is when you put a show together? This could be any show coming up as such. What's your first thought process? I mean, you can go as detailed or non-detailed. I know
It's
there's
okay.
a lot
Yes,
of.
I can.
all I
I'll
know-
tell you.
yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. Or anything you want to fucking ask me at this point. 'cause
It seems a
it's
lot
a no
of
holds barred
crazy-
thing for me right now.
Yeah.
Don't book the Mighty Fall on it.
Don't put the Mighty Fall, number one.
Just rule number one: don't put us on it.
throw them out.
You know, I don't book big shows anymore because I don't have the financial backing that I once did. But I also can't work in a club anymore because I'm 42 and dealing. You know, not only did I find out I had some health issues recently, but even prior to that, when I turned 40, I'd spent so many years working for a club that I didn't want to do it anymore.
Mhm.
It was getting tiresome, man. It was just fuck.
The love is gone. Was it just like
plus
that
I'm a party
mostly?
animal, dude. I
Yeah.
do drugs and I drink. And that's what the fuck I did
Yeah.
for endless years to survive
Sure.
in this community.
Sure.
And, you know, but it was easier when I worked at FET, especially being there for 8.5 years. All right, so I'm trying to explain this the best that I can. All the way up until I was I don't know, in my early 30s, I had only booked local shows.
Mhm.
I didn't book anything national or big. And then I worked at Simon's 677 in Providence with Mike.
Oh yeah.
I met Carp at Simon's. I was the head of security and a promoter, and Carp was one of the main promoters there at the time. When he started, Rambuticon was around that time, maybe a little bit before, probably. You know, he's had it going for a long time now. But I met him, and we hit it off, and then we booked Shadows Fall together. I pulled in Shadows Fall, and I was so excited to call Carp and be like, "I'm fucking booked on Shadows fucking Falls!" You know, it was like the most exciting thing in my life that had ever fucking happened at that point. And at that point, I didn't have financial backing. Mm-hmm. It was hard. And yes, I have to ask bands to sell tickets because I'll be honest with you, and I'm just being real, I have been selling tickets since I was 18. People actually, everybody hates it.
Yep.
Everyone fucking hates selling tickets. Mm-hmm. If you like it, you should probably get yourself checked out.
That's probably at that point,
yeah, that seems kind of sociopathic.
It is
because I don't enjoy it. No. And I am 42, still selling tickets to shows. Mm-hmm. But it's the way that it is. You know, when I was at FET, it was a major thing with the GM that everybody had to push tickets for these bigger shows. Not for the local shows, of course, but for the bigger ones with the national bands and such, you know? I understood, man, but it was easier when I was at FET. So, all right, going back to Shadows Fall, when I booked them with Mike, I didn't have a way to pay them. I didn't accept cash. A lot of it. And I didn't know how else. I didn't have an account to set up and do this and that. Everything was cash money. So, you know, the tickets came through the door. Whatever I sold by myself, whatever the band sold, my band, what everybody sold. At the end, I didn't know how to give it, so I gave Matt Bancher, the guitarist, a fucking humongous envelope for like $7,000 in it. Like, here's your pay.
Yeah, he probably. Yeah. He must have been soup. Yes. God, imagine someone gave us some. Oh, that probably not be.
I think I'd come in my pants.
Oh, you want to know what sucks, dude?
If somebody handed us $7,000, I'd grab it from. I'd grab it from whichever one of you idiots had it so fast. You have no idea.
It was a lot. That whole show cost. That was my first big show on my own. That was like a $10,000 show with all the expenses involved. And then after that, Carp and I booked a couple of shows together, and I think at the time we booked Fuel.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we booked. Carp and I booked Fuel together back in the day, and we also booked Smile, Empty Soul.
I played that one.
Holy shit! You're saying some names.
God, this is well over a decade ago at this point. Well over, like 15
that was 2015.
Yeah,
because I played that one.
Yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
What Behind the Silence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Was that at Simon's?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you back then.
Yeah, you did.
Did I? Oh,
that was when we met.
Sorry, Jesus.
That was when we met. It was that show.
Andrew, I am sorry.
That's how far back it goes.
The last time I was at
my brain doesn't work.
That's how far back it goes.
The last time I was at Simon's,
been a long life.
Who was that kid? Brandon Kelvey.
Brandon Kelvey. Yeah,
you were his backing band.
Yeah,
what the fuck happened to him?
He moved to.
Sorry, sidetrack.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, something like that. I was talking to.
It's all good.
I was talking to a mutual friend.
Fair enough.
Not that long ago, and they were telling me he moved, but I can't remember where they said he moved to.
Long time ago. So
last few things I booked as a college radio guy when we were doing our stuff at the station there was at Simon's. That was
really
yeah.
No, that's closed.
Do you remember the outdoor stage?
No. I do remember.
I built that with Simon and this dude Clay. We all worked on it for like 3 days because prior to that we were using the deck. Like as soon as you walked out to the left. There was that deck.
Oh, really?
That's what we used as a stage.
Right. I remember.
Hilarious.
So it was
hilarious.
Weird.
Wow.
That was weird.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a weird setup that was at that time.
It's funny you bring up that Smile Empty Soul show though, because I was just going through.
Yep.
So because I have all of our flyers saved, including that band, and I was just happened to be going through all of this shit, and I came across that flyer, and I'm like, God damn! I remember that show. I had no idea who they were.
I know they had that one song back in like 2001.
That is a whack down name drop, man. Holy fuck!
I don't remember who I booked it through though. If I booked it through you or through Mike, I remember dealing with you when we got there.
Probably
I don't
Mike.
remember who we actually booked
at that
through.
point, it was Mike.
Yeah.
So here's what's funny for me too. I say newer. I lived in Rhode Island, but I went to school in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, came back and stuff. The only promoter I was ever heard in Providence, at least in our scene, is you and Mike. Has there been any other guys?
Yeah.
Okay, Rich, yeah.
Oh, for
Rich
sure.
Collier, of course, for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
I think Rich just kind of had enough, and he's just doing his own thing these days.
Yeah. Are you surprised there's been no other guys that promoted? I mean, I'm sure you and Mike, of course, are
well,
now
you
doing
you also
such.
got to give credit to the guys that were doing it long before Mike, like John DeFrugio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've heard these names.
Okay, so Psycho
I've heard these
was
names.
like
the guy
and Mike Delahunty, who are legends in this fucking.
Okay.
Legends in this community. Guys that I looked up to when I wanted to be a fucking promoter. I can't tell you, playing in joint names, playing the Met, renting out the Met to throw shows, I would harass Mike until he had to literally just hang up on me. Like and then when I got my job at FET and I had some show and he came through and I bought him a drink, he says, remember all those times you harassed the shit out of me? You were the most annoying promoter. He says, but you were the most adamant motherfucker I ever met. And look at you now. And I was like, at the time, it was a really big compliment. From Mike Delahunty.
I always heard he was a good dude. I never actually met him.
He ran the Strand. He was the original OG promoter and booking agent and manager for the FET and at the Met.
When I first heard of him, he was still at the Met.
Not FET, the Strand.
Yeah, he was
Lupos back then.
Well, Lupos, yeah.
Sorry,
we
still call
it's
Lupos.
Lupos.
It's always
it's
Lupos.
Gonna be Lupos.
It's always going to be Lupos, guys.
I don't care if it was the Strand first. It's fucking Lupos. But I remember hearing of him when Behind the Silence was playing the Met and stuff like that. And I don't even remember how we got that show. I don't remember who we dealt with, but I remember hearing about him, and unfortunately never had a chance to actually meet him. And I don't think he really does anything anymore, like booking wise. But
Mike,
he
owns What Cheers, the bar in Providence.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah. He owns a bar with Johnny. I think his partner is Johnny J, who was running Jerky's years ago. He was the owner of Jerky's.
Oh,
Jerky's!
Holy fuck!
I never played Jerky's.
If you remember Jerky's, you're fucking old.
You're old, man.
Oh my god!
I never played
dude.
Jerky's.
I got banned from Jerky's.
Did you?
Shocker.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Showed up.
But I was in the band I was in. One of the guys in that band got into some ruckus. I went home whenever I went home, and he stuck around, and he got into some shit. And I found out later that we were barred from I think even going there. It's like what the fuck? I wasn't even there.
So hold on. So the Old Alchemy was Jerky. So when we played whatever show there, were you concerned that you weren't able to go in, or
no?
Okay, well, I know it was
different owners. I mean that
there
room. So here's the thing: is after Jerky's closed, which was like probably late 2010, I think. Yep. It changed hands. It changed names and ownership.
That's when it became DVD, right?
4 times after that.
A lot.
So it was.
Was it something between?
It was the industry. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot
Providence
about
Social
that.
Club.
Yep. PVD Social.
I think it was something else after that. Even.
Yeah.
You know. So
I forgot about industry.
It changed ownership a bunch. It was changing hands enough times that I was unconcerned about. I was just and then at that point too, I wasn't even in the fucking building, and it was black metal. We were in face paint. We showed up in corpse paint. So you wouldn't have even probably known who I was if I had walked in the door.
That's fair. Yeah.
So even if I had been a part of said ruckus, you wouldn't have known.
Assuming you weren't as extravagant as you are now. But
What's that supposed to be?
If you are as you are now, you would have probably made it known that it was you.
Yes.
So that probably would have gave it away.
Yes, I think it would have been no. To answer your question, no, I was pretty chill at that point.
Yeah, okay. So you would have been fine.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I got worse.
Comes with age.
Yeah. I got better in some ways and much, much worse in others.
Fair enough.
Same. Holy fuck.
I mean, we're talking literally 15 years ago. So it's like the reason. I mean, look at I'm only doing this now because I'm this is a compulsion at this point.
Yeah, right.
It's like I'm doing this because I'm mentally ill at this point.
I was mentally ill at that point.
I mean, then just didn't know it.
It's called a spade a fucking spade.
I don't know about you guys. I feel I'm pretty normal.
Yeah, you're pretty. Yeah,
for a ferret.
Well, this is your first. Which is funny to say. It's like this is your first band.
It is.
He was not.
Yeah.
I picked him up on the side of the road to play bass.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've known him for like 20
like
years.
It's like, you're going to believe all this shit. Hold on a second. No, so
It's kind of fucked up. This is his first band. If you can believe that.
Hold on.
No, it's not.
hold on. Yeah.
Can I defend myself here? All right.
Defend yourself. We're telling the
Credit
truth.
where it's due. You got to hang. You know?
Sure. So to be fair, so I used to live in Taunton. I say Taunton. Used to go to Bandstand. You also know what Bandstand is.
I'm practicing there next week.
There you go.
I go there with Devil.
So I used to. I was in a band. We never played a show. Oh, what were they called? Lost Not Forgotten. That was it. Lost, comma, Not Forgotten.
Ooh, full sentence.
Yes, a full sentence right there.
Well, that's the only sentence you've ever been a part of.
Exactly. and we were, I think, prepared to play. Oh, this is where it got back 2009. I know. And literally, we were supposed to play a show at Bandstand. They knew the owner and stuff like that.
At Aurora.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that was so long ago.
No liquor.
No liquor. Exactly.
No booze.
Yep.
No bar.
And
No show. What
then,
the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, there was no. They would just like rent it out for shows, but you couldn't have
Your
booze.
food,
So
yeah,
what
I
did we
remember
do?
that.
We went to our own bedrooms and we drank. You know? We came
exactly.
back.
Yeah. And then I went to college. I was going to school, and that was
Good
it.
times, man.
No, and I went to school in New Hampshire, and just I knew of the scene and stuff like that. So I came back home. Credit where credit is due. He who shall not be named. He was the one that asked me first.
The dead man.
The dead man. Our vocalist.
He asked you before I did?
Yes, he did. He did. You insinuated Eeyore was a full. Hey, we want you to do this. Okay. It was that. I will always put him over to the day on that. But yes, this is my first real band, or whatever you want to call it. I know everyone here has horror stories of other stuff. I'm still the hey guys, this is great.
But you know what though? It is. I gotta say, it is like, especially now too, where it's like, as we get older, and it's just like
it's been 7 years.
Just like the difficulties of like band stuff. Sometimes it gets a little dire, and I'm just like, you gotta like get the gun out of my mouth once in a while.
Like, once a week.
Fuck, So it's nice to. It is refreshing. Your like. Because you're not even green at this point, because you've been in this band.
No,
it's
been 7 years.
We just passed the anniversary.
How many fucking years it's been?
7 years.
We just passed the
7
anniversary, by the way.
Anniversary. Yep.
Minus all of the other bullshit of like teenage band stuff and all that shit. Because you're talking like at least a decade or more of like bullshit prior.
Oh,
to
sure.
And you're just. You're so unjaded about it, and I find it is refreshing because you kind of roll in all just like kind of
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
He's all gung ho and happy about it.
All right.
Let's get some Gansets and go.
And
Whatever.
then
While he's losing his hair, I'm going more gray.
Oh, yeah.
He's hiding in the back.
We're going fucking.
I got some grays going on these days,
right?
man.
We're going completely fucking defective in the corner at the computer, mixing the record and shit.
And you know what's funny too, and you probably could attest to when you first met us 7 years ago. Now we're seeing the younger bands, the Orange Peak Kids. Who was a band that
shout out Orange Peaks?
Yeah,
Love that.
They're a great fucking band.
I did their last music video actually.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was.
I worked with them a handful of times right now. Good dudes, man.
Who was the other band that opened for the Barbarian show? Rob Cordes is in it. He's in the bit.
Fuck. Shit.
They know they were inspired by us. I remember buying some merch off. It was like Zach, right? I was like, hey,
fuck.
No, but.
Fall of Atlantis?
Fall of Atlantis, yeah.
Yeah.
Young kids.
Oh, dude, I love them.
Awesome. And they're
Awesome.
young. And they're like, oh, like, you inspired us. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? What the fuck are you guys talking about? We've been doing this for 7 years. And when it's kind of weird now as we're getting older. And for a promoter, you see it way more than us. We're seeing the up-and-comers like, honestly, I heard you guys. Like, holy shit, really? And
it's weird. We're like veterans now.
I know. Weird. Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that you guys are already in your 7th year, you have already surpassed 85 to 90% of bands that start from the beginning. Once you reach it past 5 years, you're doing good. Once you reach it to 7 to 10 years, it's like, holy shit, we've been together for this many fucking years.
A lot
of local bands are not together that long.
COVID was tough for us.
We were almost a COVID casualty.
Yeah, we were almost a COVID casualty.
Let's also not forget the reason that we even kind of stayed alive, though. Because this guy kind of kept us fucking flying through COVID with the system cover stuff, keeping us alive, and like giving us that friggin' live stream show.
Fuck, you guys still killed that
Trader
fucking set.
over there.
The live stream show.
I'm trying to beg you to come back and play that set. Please come back and play that set.
What the lives? Oh,
yeah, with you on
the system
those.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh God.
Come on, bro. You killed that.
So Justin,
I was blown away when I seen it. I was like,
Justin, do you know the story about that? About our first ever system cover at the Fab? about how Eeyore was.
But what was the first one we did together? Was that the
no? Was that the Fat?
Was
the
that
first?
Fat?
It was the Fat. It was the old cover show.
Paper Cut, when I was in Paper
Yes.
Cut?
Yes, it was an old cover show.
All
Do you know the
right.
backstory
Yeah.
about that? Of any
Yep.
of a food ear. So Eeyore was still in the band at the
Yep.
time. He was supposed to do the system stuff with us.
Yep.
You can go from there.
We had learned the set as 2 guitars, like our normal regular lineup. Like we were kind of like picking up. All of us were sort of like picking up vocal slack, like where it was necessary.
Yep.
So it was a lot of like, it was a little chaotic, but like we kind of had it like mostly sussed out, and it was like good enough for government work for a
We
one-off.
would have had fun.
It was going to be perfectly fine. And so the day of that, and
4 hours, 5 hours before we.
I'm
went
at
on.
work. I'm looking at the band chat. He just he bailed. I don't believe that he was actually sick.
He said he was sick. We don't
I think
know
he's
what the truth
probably
is, but
not.
Probably not. but-
full of fucking shit, probably. So this motherfucker bones us like 3 hours before the show. Now, one fun fact about us, and this has been true the whole time, and I
Yep.
hope it will continue to be true for as long as humanly possible, unless somebody dies.
yep, because I know what you're going to say.
We do not cancel shows. We've never canceled a show ever.
Nope.
Ever.
Is this a true story?
Yes.
This is very
100%.
true. 100%.
So
100%.
we've
We
never
have
never
never
canceled
canceled.
Not
canceled.
once.
No, we are booked. We have not canceled. No,
We've
Get
never
around the high
canceled.
fives there.
Never
Oh, I'll
canceled.
take that. Yeah, I like that.
Not
We don't.
once.
Hey.
We don't like.
We'll figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's the show must go wrong, baby, and
Yeah.
we
That's
do not
awesome,
cancel. So, we see this and we're like, so sidebar conversation from that. They're just like, the rest of us are just like, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? The show's in we're loading in 3 fucking hours.
I was packing my car.
I'm at work at this
I'm
point.
eating
so,
lunch and
so,
going to
terrible,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
so
Oh
I
my
text
God.
Andrew. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sing the fucking. All right, print all the lyrics out for me.
Because remember, he was the vocalist. He was a
Yeah.
guitar player. So he didn't
Yeah.
know. We knew
So
the
I was
song,
like,
but not all the lyrics.
Okay, well, we're not canceling. So
Oh, no.
print the
Yeah.
lyrics.
Those are hard lyrics. to
Yes.
do.
Yeah. So like print the lyrics.
Props
I'll
to
see.
you,
I'll see
bro.
you in 3 hours. and obviously that one was really strained and rough.
You had the paper with you, the papers, right?
I had some cheat sheets in the back.
Cool.
But there were a couple where I was just like, I was fucked for a couple of those songs. But it was you grow up knowing the songs. It certainly helps. These are songs I've loved since I was a kid. So like,
Yeah, but it's different when you're on stage.
yes,
So, yeah,
obviously there were a couple where I just like just the slot machine. I had like slot machine eyes, and they were just like, there's no lyrics
Yeah.
in here,
I was fully like not prepared to like sing the full vocal
Yeah.
parts for Darren. Like I got by.
Dude,
I
that's
was-
right. You did the Darren.
Yeah,
part.
I got by.
You guys
I-
both
we
killed
did
it,
okay,
though, all
but
of you together.
I wasn't prepared.
but
to do
we
all
don't.
that
But
shit,
we don't cancel
No,
ever.
No.
figured it out in 3 hours.
And the best part
Figure
of all
it
that,
out.
and I think still to this day, that was the best. I think it was the most people ever played to. I think we were sold
No.
out. Or just
No,
Well,
that's
I mean,
not
it was
it.
up
that was
there.
pretty
I know, man,
fucking
it was
close
it
to
was
sold
pretty
out. That
sold
show.
out.
It
It
was,
was
but
big.
I think this is the
Now,
biggest.
who
probably.
else played that show? It was the
was-
counterfeit, right?
Yep, counterfeit. You
The Limp
guys.
Bizkit tribute.
Who did
us,
the
and-
Lamb of God? Who did Lamb of God?
Oh, that was Eminem.
Eminem. Yeah,
It was fucking Eminem.
It was
Yeah.
Eminem. Yeah,
Andrew
because it was
fucking
us
Lesnar
opening.
and,
Yeah.
That might have been a different night.
No,
No,
that was the night.
fir-
No, that was the night we did Kill Switch.
Oh no, you're right.
No,
that
you're
was
right.
2 different nights.
Another
'Cause that was the
incredibly
shit, yeah.
No,
work
that
intensive
was
night.
because
Oh,
that
another
was
night,
that
yeah.
was us doing Kill Switch,
forgot
them
about we
doing
did
Lamb
Kill
of God,
Switch.
somebody doing
And Paper Cut
Coheed,
playing.
and Paper Cut.
Yes.
And
Who
it
did
was
Coheed?
Great
and it was,
night.
they played Disturbed. It was Jim Silvera and
Disturbed was the other one. The
Jim
first time.
Silvera
that's
is a
what it was,
singer. He sings for Ryan Vanderwalk's
Death Rattle. Yeah.
no,
Or no,
his
I'm fucking
Pantera
stupid.
tribute.
Pantera.
Or
Far Beyond Driven.
Far Beyond Driven.
Fabian
Far-
Driven, yeah, that's
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Who was also in the other Pantera tribute for like 20 years around here.
Yep.
Trendkill.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
That's
He was
right.
a singer of the Disturbed band at that time.
God, my brain is not.
That's
working
how
right
I
now.
knew him. Yeah, was from
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even like Disturbed, but he did a good job on that.
He did, yeah.
I don't like Disturbed at all, but
But yeah,
forgot
yeah,
we did
yeah.
the Kill Switch
So-
one.
so
Totally forgot
we-
about that. Yeah.
Everything we do
yeah.
is skin of our teeth, of course, and it's
Pretty much.
I
Still to
think
this day.
just in our own music, I think part of what is good, I think, or what I look for in a band that's cool to me anyway, is like it should look like the wheels are going to come off any second.
oh yeah,
And sometimes they do.
Yeah.
sometimes
Oh,
they do.
yeah.
our wheels are usually not on at all.
Well, and the way that I look at, and again, this is probably me being this is new, and I grew up a thrash metal guy, so 1989's Metallica's live album.
Mhm.
It's and I don't know who told me this or how I heard it from. it's okay to sound different live than you sound in the studio.
Yes.
Because
you're not supposed to sound exactly the same.
Well, there's some bands that try doing that.
That is something that is really lost on a lot of people now. Like, there is something to be said for showing up and like, wow, fuck, that band sounded exactly like the fucking album. Sometimes that is cool, yes. But especially, too, in a guitar music and in a rock and roll context, you know, shaving all the edges off of rock and roll is the most harmful thing that is happening to any guitar related kind of like subset of music. Is that it's okay to sound a little different. Maybe there's something totally improvised that happens. Maybe you fucking just mix it up. Well, a great example, I always talk about this, and you know, you'll appreciate this. You're a 90s guy too. Is Nine Inch Nails. And you know, I know. Nick, don't fucking talk about Nine Inch Nails every episode.
Don't talk about Nine Inch Nails.
But also fuck yourself. That's my boy. But what's cool, what is so cool about that band and what was so formative to me forever was, you know, they had all these different like live albums and DVDs, and there was a lot of readily available footage.
A lot of them.
Yes. Oh my God, of course. And the cool thing about that band is that because the lineups were always different, every tour. It was
Richard Patrick from Filter was in the original.
Sure was. Yeah, he was one of the earliest iterations of that
Twiggy
band.
Was with him
he was the bass player.
Twiggy Ramirez was the bass player for a good long while.
Was in the band.
But what's cool is because those lineups were so different. You know, they would like jam out. They would do like jam sections, and they would extend a middle section of a song. They would insert a chunk of another song into that. And just the lineups would be different. There would be these elements of change where the song is the song, but there would be things like maybe the synth part gets played on guitar, maybe the guitar part gets played on a synth.
Well, the backing tracks are played on a cassette tape.
Yeah. So all of these things are different when you like look at like maybe like the All That Could Have Been DVD, where the lineup was a little smaller. There were less guys on stage. So the interpretation of the song is what it is in that situation. But then you look at the Beside You in Time, the With Teeth era stuff, where there's like 4 more guys in the band. And like you got Twiggy, so it's got this massive like distorted bass sound that was not on the record.
You had a whole bunch of guys that created one sound that was just wow.
Yeah, I mean that DVD like fully changed my life. Like in 2005 or what it was. That footage of like Head Like a Hole or whatever, where the end of that show, where Aaron North, who was such an underrated guitar player in that band, he fucking spear chucks his guitar through the cabinet at the end of the show.
I've read about
and
that
I just
before.
Like that. If you want to see like baby Nick becomes man Nick, that's the point. Is where he takes it like a baseball bat and he hits his mic stand and you just hear whoom of that fucking the mic, his vocal mic getting taken out, and then he fucking chucks it and then just dives through his stack of speakers, and I just went, that's rock and roll, man. That's me. Except my version of that is on live streams falling off of my speaker cabinet, not doing a cool jump at all.
I can't explain to you how fucking mad I was at that camera guy for that live stream that he
did. Oh my God, there were 4 fucking cameras. 4 cameras,
not a single one.
And you know what though? I get it because they were probably trying to not embarrass me.
No, fuck them.
No, I want that. Give me that shit.
That shit was
I was going to do a cool jump, and I fucking went ass over shit.
You know who band?
All you see is me laughing.
Who played back to back with you that day? Was it my band?
No, Parts Per Million.
Oh, Parts.
I think it was. Yeah.
Shout out Parts Per Million.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I thought
it was
us first, them after. Yeah.
Shout out Parts Per Million.
Great guys.
What a band! They had a great they had a great tune.
That's right. I remember.
I want to say called Her Song. Yes. They did kind of like a very like cool tune called Her Song recently with a cool video, and I just like those guys and what they're about in general. But cool band anyway. Parts Per Million, New England
fucking band,
cool
Paul
New
McSweeney
England band. Shout out alert. Go listen to Parts Per Million. More rockin'. They're more of a rock band. It's very
Paul
cool.
Is one of the most genuine guys ever, man.
Oh, I love Paul. What a guy.
Just a great human being all around, man.
Yes.
Now, you know who wasn't upset about the camera guy for that show? Me. He had a lot of good shots of me. And the basses double. That was awesome.
Loud
bass
as
was
shit,
because I think it was both DI'd and I mean,
yeah.
I remember I still go back to it. I'm like,
lot of
holy shit, I'm overpowering these two assholes.
That was the first time we played I'm Providence.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Yeah, it was.
I think
Was
it
that
was.
after Livestock?
No,
It was before.
Livestock.
What was before? It was definitely before.
Oh, because
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because Livestock was the first time we played it in front of a crowd.
A crowd, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
You mean Controversy Fest 2020?
Motherfucker, don't even.
I was America's Most Wanted.
Dude, so were we for fucking playing that shit.
I know.
Dude, we were fucking public enemy number however many on
You
that.
should have seen how many death threats I got from.
I was having a fucking meltdown the entire day, dude. Just
Was it really
we
that-
should go home.
Yeah. Was it really?
Dude, you want to talk about talking him off the fucking edge, dude? I
Yeah.
spent
But
most
then,
of my
why
day
are we
Wasn't it
here?
a great time?
It was.
Yeah,
It
it
rocks.
was
We had a
fun.
blast.
I hate camping.
I had a great time.
I want to be very clear in that I hate
No,
camping.
and here's the best part, Justin. The best part, I never knew that because we never been out camping before. So I'm out.
Oh,
So you know me. I'm out till 2 a.m. I'm chugging beers, me and everyone.
Yep.
Go back to our tent. I'm sharing my tent with you and Julia. So I get back, whatever. These assholes wait like 7 a.m., 7:30. All right, time to go. I'm like, I'm still drunk. I'm like, what? We're not hanging out?
No,
we're gone.
No, I fucking hate camping. We're going.
No, Justin, some of my best one-liners that are still talked about in our band is that trip home. Crank.
he breaks the silence. So we're driving home, and it's just like, you know, the air mattress like deflated in the middle of the night. I got a shit back, so we're just like it's just sweaty and
It was the
fucking.
three of us.
Yeah, you have to listen to EDM music till fucking
So much
3:30 in the morning.
mobs of spiders. We're fucking just pissed. It's just seething driving. Just whatever. Just long night shit. So he's just kind of talking to himself in the back seat. We're just driving in silence because we're beat, just tired.
Yeah,
Just
it was you,
God.
me, and
let's just get
Julia, yeah.
let's just get out of here. He goes, I'm gonna go home, take a shower. Crank.
So nonchalant. I didn't even know who was around me. It was the intrusive
He was in
thoughts
his
came
own
out.
world, but
no,
we
the
were right there
intrusive
with him.
thoughts
It was
came
so
out at
funny.
that point. I think I said afterwards. I think it was the first time I like, oh, I think you were driving, but you were like. It just started dying laughing.
So
after.
funny.
It was
poor Julius
it was-
in the front seat, like,
yeah.
what the fuck's going on right now?
So needed in that moment
Yes.
too.
You know,
It's like,
it's-
man, we took a fucking beating last night. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, worst sleep of my life.
You know, I think about like the stuff like Livestock and the live stream and even, you know, the Static X show, like the headline, or like all the opportunities that you gave us over the years that really, really did help project this band to help us get
I
over
told
that.
everybody
that
about you
starter
guys. When I
hump.
learned about you. Everybody.
And we appreciate the fuck out of you for it. And, you know, I think about all the time and I'm like, you know, Look the Part wasn't a bad record, right? I'm not going to sit here and say it was a bad record, right?
No, all joking aside, as much as sometimes I'm like,
We rip it apart.
It makes
but
me
wasn't a
sound
bad
like
album.
I hate it, and
with Eric.
Yeah.
and you know, it's not that I hate it. It's just that I never want to hear the songs or play them ever
We
again.
didn't write them either.
I have lots of songs like that. I hate them.
Exactly.
But you know what? Let's. You know,
I'm gonna pull a Ministry and pretend that they don't exist. This
Right.
is
I'm
our
just
with
gonna
sympathy.
tuck them in here and never fucking open that drawer again.
and until we're famous someday, and we randomly break out one of them for no fucking reason at one random
money.
show that nobody shows up to.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think about it constantly, and I'm like, man, I imagine if we had all of those same shows, but with things the way they are now.
Playing better songs with a better
Imagine if we played
With
Static
a much
X.
better singer.
Imagine if we,
Yes.
but like,
Constant
imagine
Man.
if we played
He's a great
Static X
vocalist.
with the lineup we have right now,
Yeah,
with the
man.
record done,
yeah.
like all the shit we have right now, but at that show,
And
that
it's-
fucking show was sold out, wasn't it?
It was
Or
good.
close
yeah.
to it at least.
Close
Static
to it, I
X?
think,
Static X, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Completely sold out.
Fuck
Yeah.
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 That's what I thought.
That was the biggest one.
That was,
I
that
mean,
was the
and-
biggest crowd we ever played to.
And not for nothing too, because we were playing. I think by that point we were like getting close to like half and half of like playing on at that point unreleased film.
Yeah,
stuff.
we had like Hostage and War
And
Bride.
War Bride and
Providence
and
was- yeah.
Hornets. I think
Oh,
even at
Hornets,
that
yeah,
point,
Providence,
too.
Providence wasn't there yet.
No.
Providence was.
No,
yet-
it was War
yet to
Bride,
be
Hornets,
even
and
written.
Posse. It was those three.
Yeah. So we were like half skis on like playing new shit, but it was still like. It was still
Still
the
kind of
old. It
skeleton
was still the
stuff.
old guy. Is this telling me how to say crab rangoon right now?
Motherfucker. You
Learn
You
learn
were just
Chinese.
deep in
Crab
thought.
rangoon.
No, say deep
That's
in
great.
thought.
Can you
Yeah.
finish
Anyway,
your thought?
Dumbass.
Oh my God.
So-
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's just so funny because it was such a different. You know, it's like a. I mean, God, I think COVID aged us all 100 fucking years anyway. So
Oh,
I just
yeah.
think about it. I think about it as in such a way of just like, oh, those were different guys. That's not this guy. That was some stranger. Some
yeah.
five
It was
strangers I saw a
dramatically
bunch
different.
of times. You know,
Well, and I feel all the new bands that I think they're different now.
yeah,
Post COVID, because they're just not used to being in front of a crowd and stuff like that.
yeah.
I mean, we thrive on a crowd. At least
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the market
me
kind of
too.
changed.
I feel we play better.
too,
Probably
bro.
worse, but I feel more people the better. because you're able to connect with them and stuff like that. I still, again, I'm 7 years doing it. I get even one person, like even our last show.
Yeah.
I had, and we're near the end. I know some of the people left and stuff like that. I saw like 5-7 guys like, holy shit, like we've heard about you guys, but like, holy fuck, like you killed it, man. I'm like, me, yeah. I'm like, I thought I could do this. Like,
giant fucking sweat.
Where's my shot?
But you know what though, that's the thing is like part of the what make especially like this kind of music in general is like I feel like the social aspect. I feel like I was just talking about this recently. Is like the social aspect of being in a band. I mean, even just the fact that I get to like play guitar with my friends is still such a big part of why I give a shit about this in general. But like, and it's also just the fact that I think I'm just mentally ill. I think at this point it's just like nothing's stopping me from like something should be stopping me from doing this by now, but it's not. But that aspect of it, but then also just so much of why we all got into this in the first place is like you go to shows, whatever is meeting people that give a shit about the same dumb thing you give a shit about
in such a small sphere that
let's be real here. It's just like this like stupid fucking Cookie Monster music means a lot to all of us.
Absolutely. Hell, we wouldn't be doing this. I mean, you promoted it if it was worth it any rate.
It's I mean,
every pretty much at this point, almost every meaningful friendship that I have in my life is because of this stupid fucking Cookie Monster music that we play. I mean, Caruso and I met through our very first band. Like we barely knew each other prior to like just showing up at his grandma's house to like with my like fucking $200 bass and like half of a clue and that, so really truly it's like, almost every like real meaningful friendship at this point is because of this stupid fucking music. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, very good.
I guess it's fine.
I guess we're here.
I guess it's fine.
It's fine.
So I can't stop now. Otherwise, what the fuck?
Well, so what I'm not the cool guy anymore.
All I can say is I'm glad that we ran into you that random day with Tay. I think it was fucking As I Lay Dying or something.
That was the next question I was going to ask you.
At the Fed.
Oh, As I Lay Dying show.
I think that's what it was when we like she randomly ran into you and saw you.
Yeah.
And then
I remember
we were about to play a show for you. I think.
I believe. So.
I think it was a random fucking ballroom show. I don't remember what show it was, but
don't ask me what show it was.
I couldn't fucking tell you. Couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah, because Justin, you and Taylor are cousins.
I don't know how it's. I'll be honest. I only know that Kathy, her mom, is my dad's cousin. That's as far as the bloodline as I know.
Try to remember.
Babe,
Taylor, what's the relation?
Yeah, he got it right.
Okay.
I knew I got it right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, he's.
Okay.
Correct.
So that
They're
makes
first cousins.
So that makes you what? Second cousins?
And you know what's funny?
That's blood still. That's
when I first realized that, I was like, "No way, that Kathy's your mom." And like, I was like, "Jesus, this is crazy." Yeah.
Small world.
Small world.
Because
I
think you saw Taylor come with Andrew, and you're like, "Oh, hi, Tay." And say, "Oh, here's my boyfriend." And
I was like,
"Yeah, it's exactly what happened."
That's what it was.
The most Rhode Island thing ever.
Yeah, it was a small
fucking everyone,
small state type of thing.
Yeah, to this day, it's just like, oh, how do you know this guy? Blah, 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 through here. Oh, I know that guy. It's like, fuck.
Like, I remember asking, you know what? I think it was the system show. Because I remember asking you, how do we get the show out of the ballroom and into the main room? I remember asking you that.
Oh, gosh, dude.
And you said,
as many beers
Daniel, all right, I'll break it down now that I can say what the fuck ever I want. But Daniel never wanted to have a ballroom show unless it was going to bring over 300 people. That was his only stipulation. And if it did under that, let me tell you the shit that I had to take. You wouldn't even fucking believe it. So I had to make sure that every show that was in that fucking ballroom brought over 300 people, or else I was going to get my ass chewed out.
I mean, that's fair.
And I was worried about walking on eggshells if I wasn't going to make it work for that. And that's the shit I don't miss.
Yeah.
Is this every fucking show? How's the show going to do tonight? Is the show going to do good? Is it going to suck? Like, motherfucker. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, every fucking show is different.
Yeah. The show's probably would have been better.
I can't predict a fucking show.
Yeah.
The shows probably would have been better if the security didn't kick out half the fucking crowd.
Well, we will not get into that shit. And that's
I'm sorry, did I break the wall down?
I'm sure you were.
And why do you think everybody that we're talking about, the
Yeah.
management and the security, is not even fucking there anymore?
Yeah. One particular fiasco I will not. You remember, I'm sure.
Oh, God. Which one, bro? I can't tell you
He probably has a lot more than
yeah, we won't even get into that. But,
Is it the Winnie the Pooh guy?
Oh my God, dude.
Listen, I will not be that guy to get into a lot as far as all that goes because I'm not that. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah,
but Frankie, was a tough motherfucker, man, and he hated the metal crowd. They all hated the
Yes,
metal
I remember
clearly,
because
yeah.
we got into a screaming match in the parking lot.
It's just not his music.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking hating on him for not liking the music. But he did not fucking like the metal crowd.
Yeah.
For the most part. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. I had to fucking hear it all the time.
Yeah, he got about this. There was a it was about this close, and I went to go find you afterwards, and it was a fucking a goddamn.
That was the fucking
I'll be honest,
show,
I can't remember.
It was, yeah.
I know, and I'm
Yes.
telling you, only because I
yeah.
dealt with it weekly.
Yeah,
Oh, of course you
we
did, yeah.
we got
Weekly for
we got
years.
the fuck into it on the scorching hot fucking blacktop after we had driven all night back from New York
Yes, we are.
to fucking play.
Yeah, caught you on a real bad day.
Was
we played pretty well.
Yeah.
I think I was feeling pretty good afterwards.
And I don't take fucking shit from goddamn nobody. So we were fucking really going at it in front of a lot of people making a goddamn scene. And I went to go find you afterwards, and I was just like, "You got to fix this shit because somebody way
What
less."
did I do? Was I all freaked out after looking freaking
I
nuts?
think
in
I
my
told you,
eyes?
I was just like,
what do I do?
You got to get a grip on this shit because somebody way less nice than me is going to make it a bigger fucking problem next time. And you were like, "Whatever."
I know you looked at you like, "Oh my God, things are about to get bad."
It was like, whatever. But
Fucking
that was
fucking Nick.
I remember I only
was a
got
fucking
about
day
that.
and a half.
I never had any control
Not
over
your
that.
fault.
Oh, you
I
never
never had
apologize
any
for that.
control.
Day and a half for
any
me,
of that.
man. Good God.
I remember the only time I ever like actually got into it with one of them. I don't even remember which one it was. We had the stuffed duck, right? And I tried to go in with it through the front door, right? They were giving me shit.
Nah.
Yeah, they were giving me shit, and I'm like, brother, what am I doing with this stuffed duck that's fucking dangerous?
Am I
Please
fucking
tell me, right?
stuck or?
I'm like, what am I doing with it? You think I got
Maybe.
What do you think I got a fucking bomb in this thing? What am I doing with
that.
it? Right? And so finally, like, we went back and forth for a couple minutes. I was like, you know what? I was like, why the fuck am I even talking to your stupid ass? I can just go to the back door. Fuck you. And I just walked in the back door with it. And I just put it at the merch table. I'm like, fuck you. Why am I even doing
Walk right
this
down
with you
that
right now?
little outside area right to the back.
That's what exactly. I was like, why am I even wasting my time with you right now? I'm playing tonight. Eat my ass. I fucking walked in the back to the back door with it.
Moral of the story is don't hire most of your public-facing people straight out of fucking jail.
Well, yeah, that'll do.
Anyway.
No comment from the peanut gallery.
Be that as it may.
That says
Moving
enough.
on.
Guys, there's a million stories I can get into, but I will not. But
Holy
blow
shit.
your mind.
100% fair, but you know what? Like I said, that says enough.
Well, you know,
But you know what, man? I gotta say that, like, I know you guys don't know Nick Bauda. He's a really good dude, the owner. He had put a lot into this community, and he's doing his thing over there. And I don't even know who's there anymore. I know Danielle from Dusk is over there killing it. And
I heard it.
doing
I
her
saw
thing,
that.
Is that the
and
current guy, or is that who's
I
who's
think
there right now?
she may not be doing that now.
I don't know, but
She's
she's a stand-up.
She moved
Danielle,
over. Yeah,
she's
shout
great.
out Danielle, formerly
Shout out
of
Danielle,
of
she's a great
Dusk,
person.
she rocks. But yeah, I think she bounced around a little bit after that. I think she got
I know they went to Wes's and then
let
Wes's
go
shut down
or
over
something,
there.
or I don't know, something happened.
Dan McKnight was booking there for a
Yeah,
little while
something
too.
happened.
Oh, fucking Dan is
When was
good
the last
dude,
time
man.
we went
Dan's
for
good
that?
dude.
We went for the
Oh,
fucking
that puppet
the
shit.
Cthulhu musical.
Yeah. That's funny, yeah. They did Cthulhu
they-
musical.
Dan
back.
McKnight became the GM there.
Yeah,
He did.
For the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
couple of years, he was
He
there.
did, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I
miss him.
A couple
Been a
years ago, Coheed played.
Yeah, we went to the Coheed
That
show.
was literally
we went
right
for
after I
Coheed.
left to go to Laval.
That was
literally right
that was a
after
good
I left.
one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What else? I just saw Menzingers there like over the summer.
You did, yes. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Cody
yeah,
was the
yeah.
last time I was
Yeah.
there.
I
I
saw
dropped
that
you
show.
off, or I-
Yeah.
one of those
Yeah.
things,
I saw
yeah,
you
yeah.
posting that you were there.
I
remember
bummed it
that,
right off of
yeah.
you, and then I think I had said because the security was much.
Yes, you
was
posted
much,
about. I
it was like
remember.
all
yes.
new staff. The security is very
'Cause it was
friendly.
after the
I
whole-
must
yeah.
I must give a lot of credit where it's
Because-
due that
Yeah.
they fixed the thing that I hated the most
Yeah.
about this venue.
It was about the whole week.
I remember
Came as
reading
Romans
your post
thing.
on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's
What
awesome."
was your thought on that whole We Came as Romans deal? Just from for promoters, know those people. I mean, that was national.
I'm not surprised. And let me
not surprising.
Big news for the metal.
Yeah.
So Kelly
scene.
and Chris Gifford called me, and we're like, on the, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
from Wrath
Yep.
the 80s.
Shout out Wrath the 80s.
Two of my
Shout out Kelly.
longest
Chris.
friends in this
Awesome.
community.
Two of the
Some of the nicest people I've ever met in my
100%.
fucking life.
Them two and Rick Rivera are and Scarecrow guys, and those people are like my longest friends in this community for almost 20 years.
Kelly and Chris, some of the nicest fucking people I've met in the
that's-
scene, man. They're absolute sweethearts.
Best people, dude.
Love them.
They called me, and I was at work. I was working for Carp doing security, and I fucking was like, I'm not surprised. Kelly was sending me videos of what was going on.
So you believe it. So you believe what happened to...
Let me tell you why I believe it,
Sure.
because I remember...
Shocked but not surprised.
No. All right, so... again, without getting into too much of their own personal business from back then,
Sure.
Carp had booked. No, this is the first incident that happened at a metal show. Carp had booked. I'm losing my mind. Bone of Osiris,
Oh,
Okay. Yep.
and this band Widowmaker was playing at the time. Before them, I don't know who they are really, but they were one of the opening bands on the tour to Born of Osiris. And what happened was the pit was happening, and a kid got knocked out. Knocked himself. I mean, his head hit the ground, and his fucking was bleeding from his ears and his fucking nose. He was unconscious. And me and this another security, Dave, had to drag him out of the pit. And there was two undercover cops there watching the show, and a nurse. He was in a coma for 6 months.
Holy
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that.
It was
Jesus.
really bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. It was. I
I mean, that's it. But you know what, though? That's just bad luck. That's not.
It was,
you know,
it was super bad luck.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I, being, just trying to be a nice person, I kept in contact with his family, even though I was told not to. I felt so bad about the fucking situation.
Oh, yeah.
That I was
Good guy shit.
I talked to his brother every day to see how his condition was doing. It was terrible. Second incident that happened was I had Hatebreed at the Tattoo Fest.
Mm.
And something happened in the pit.
Unsurprising.
Kid got hurt.
Oh no, somebody got
And
hurt
then
at
before you
Hatebreed.
knew
In other
it,
words,
it was-
other news fucking water is wet. Like, the most violent band on the planet.
Fucking Hatebreed.
Fucking shocker.
So before I go any further, the funny thing about that show is most expensive band I ever paid in my entire life was
Yeah.
Hatebreed.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, $20,000. Now that I can
Jesus.
be upfront, that I don't give a fuck. It was 20 grand.
My God.
Fucking A.
And I booked it 6 months in advance and had to come to the club and be like, they want a 50% deposit right now. Like, it's 6 months out, they want 10 grand right now. They gave me the fucking 10 grand to pay them. I said, this is going to be a good show. And it was. It was.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2018.
Yeah, no.
Or 19. One of the two.
Why do I feel like
No, 2019. Yep, 19. Right before COVID. Not long before COVID.
I feel like we were like supposed to play that one or something. Like I feel like that one came across us at some point because I remember that show, but I know that we didn't actually do it.
No,
Yeah.
it was with... We did SoFly.
We did the one with On Earth. Like,
Yeah, we did Soulfly, we did On Earth, and Bleeding
that was
Through,
it.
and
Probably-
we did a few.
Oh,
probably
that was a great
close
show.
to that.
I feel like I remember that one coming across our table, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that was...
I can't remember if that's
Yeah,
actually
it wasn't
true
the
or not.
last Fett show. We were saying that
Yeah.
the free metal... I think it was the last Fett metal show. What we played was March 8th, 2020. I think everything shut down literally...
Like
a
the next
week-
day.
The next day.
Yeah.
Tattoo Fest was supposed to be 2
be.
weeks after that date that we shut down.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had, 4 shows lined up. We were... The 2020 was supposed to be
I know.
a massive
You guys
year for
had
us.
money invested in the goddamn show
Yeah.
that the club had, and then it got shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
I remember.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
So what happened with Hatebreed?
No, keep it to you.
So Jamie Josta shows up. They go to do interviews. Not interviews. Meet and greet.
Mhm.
And it was downstairs near the offices, which was really weird that they did it back then like that. But I go up to Jamie and I'm like, I love this guy my whole life. I'm just like, I am ecstatic to be here. It's like, I'm so happy to have you here, Jamie. He's like, lucky I made it. I've been sick. I was like, sorry to hear that. I walked away. That was my entire conversation with Jamie Johnson.
No.
I shit you not.
Damn.
I remember Des Ferreira playing the biggest show I ever had at FET that I put together was when I booked those 2 tour packages, and I had Whitechapel, Oceano, Slaughtered Prevail, and Chelsea Grin. And then the other tour package was Devil Driver, Ginger, and this band Black Raven. And I got both the tour packages together. Do you guys remember this? It was the Metal Fest at FET. Devil Driver and Whitechapel were the headliners.
Vaguely.
What year was that?
This was like 2018 or 19.
Yeah, that vaguely sounds familiar. Yeah.
So
Really?
Des Ferreira is like my idol, and I played the second stage. I put Devil's Feedback on the second stage, and we played like second to last on that stage. And I am just sweaty as a motherfucker, probably on drugs and drinking. Most likely, I mean, the chances are pretty fucking high.
Sure.
but you know, I just want to meet Des Ferreira, and he's my literally way above Jamie Johnston. My all-time favorite vocalist is Des Ferreira. For the most part. Like, I love that guy, dude. I don't know what it is, but I was so happy to meet him, and I fucking knocked on the door to the green room upstairs, and I think one of the guys in his band answered, and I was like, I'm here to see Des. And he's like, who the fuck are you? And I was like, I'm the guy paying you. Can I come through?
And then we're like, oh, fine, I get,
Understandable.
Understandable.
Enter.
Well,
I'm sweating. I got a federal inmate shirt on, an orange one. That's what I wore on stage.
Stage, yeah.
So I go up to Des and I'm like, I'm so happy to meet you. He takes this picture. Later on, I'll pull it up before I leave and show you. It's wicked funny. He's sweating, balls probably cocked.
I think the only
good times all around.
Fuck
Man.
yeah, dude.
I think I feel like with like all the shows that we ever played, the only guy we ever like ran into was what's his name?
Koji from Saturday Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that was
That's
cool.
all we
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
did. I don't think
was
we ever
cool.
actually saw anybody
That
like
was cool.
floating around.
People didn't hang a whole lot, but yeah, he hung out. He was watching everybody, which is
He was
was
very
very
yeah.
cool. And I mean, we talked about this. That they were one of those bands for me. Like that was one of those things where it's like,
too, Nick.
oh wait a minute, playing guitar is cool. Like one of those moments. So I mean, between meeting him and then I'm, fast forward 20 minutes and I'm climbing Tony Campos's bass rig. I'm perched atop a bunch of shit that costs more than my life.
Tony Campos, man. What a good dude, man.
Good, great, okay. Try not to ruin anything with my horrific pig sweat.
One of my favorite pictures from that show though is so Raven Black had their singer. She had like a stuffed bear on the stage.
That stage, yeah.
And at one point, Cameron saw it.
Yes.
And he grabbed the duck off the merch table. He's like, I got an idea. And he's like, what? Watch the crowd. And he ran into the crowd with the duck. He like, I've
started
never
smoking people with it.
He's fucking whacking people with this fucking duck, just like barrel ass it into the front. And he just holds the duck up in front of her with the fucking in the face of the bear. And we have a picture of it somewhere.
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's the funniest shit because it's just our duck.
It's our duck.
Face to face with this fucking stuffed bear. I think he took a picture with the duck and the drummer or something later.
I did believe so.
Or the guitar player or something like that. He wanted to meet one of them.
She was
later.
she's a nice girl too.
I heard that. Yeah, she's very nice.
Yeah, her husband's the guitarist of the band.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's all right. So it was a guitar player then, because that's who we had met.
Yep. It's her husband.
Yeah. But I did that. That was like my favorite, I think, moment from that show. That was so friggin' funny because our merch table was up in the balcony.
Yep.
So we could see it from the top, just watching him
run around.
Make this huge ass friggin' path through a sold out crowd trying to get this friggin' picture.
Dude, you want to hear something funny? And I'm thinking about this because you mentioned Tony Campos. I remember endless bands that I would book the band that they were in, the big band, and it would sell a shit ton of tickets. But then I'd book him like in another band, and I have to promote it as this band featuring this member of this band. Thinking like, oh, this is gonna work and a bunch of people are gonna show up. Let me tell you, nobody ever showed up for those type of bands, bro. Like I had Tony
Campos, the Death Ray Vision.
Well, Tony Campos came along with fucking Opus from Dead by Wednesday, and they had some cool cover band they were doing together, and like,
oh my god,
you know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Opus, and Opus is
my boy for years.
I know what band you're talking about. My shit's not working right. But yes.
Fuck, I know who they are too.
And that wasn't even that long ago.
No, this is a couple of years ago. I don't think they're not doing it anymore. But,
oh my god, what fucking band, dude.
Dude, now you gotta make me think, bro.
This is gonna drive me insane.
I just got super stoned.
Someone Google it so the boy can finish his story.
Anyway. But anyway, yes.
Oh, it's gonna come to me too.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. You gotta
know what the thing is?
Just
they
like text
awesome.
me later when you figure it out.
They were actually awesome, but I felt bad. Like I advertised it as, Opus and Tony Campos, but nobody really showed up. It was a tough sell. And I've had a lot of bands like that. Oh, like this band featuring this, and like nobody gives a shit unless it's the real band. It sucks because a lot of those bands are killer, but trying to get people to come see them.
Well, that's just like the local. What's that meme of your local metal band that's playing right now are playing better riffs than the big national bands you always see. But it's so hard to convince. That's a promoter to us to everyone else. It's just really hard.
Getting people to take a chance.
It's just really hard.
Half
to do.
of what half of what we're all doing is just getting people to.
Dude, I've watched the local
bands
bring more people than some of these national bands. 1,000% at these shows. They're opening, but they're bringing more people than the headlining band.
Yeah. Crazy.
Shit, you know, I've seen it a million times, man.
It's nuts.
Million times, bro.
It's but you know what? That just goes to show you that the local scenes have more to offer than people think.
I know, man.
People just think that just because it's a local scene that most of the bands are probably these just like shoddy garage band. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're still doing the stuff at Hill's Tavern.
You know, I'm doing stuff here and there. I'm just not doing as much as I once did.
Sure.
I
understand that. Yeah.
Just trying to get my life together right now. You know.
Yeah. And then you also have your you're playing the last show with
Devil's Feedback.
Yes, yeah. I actually saw on Facebook probably a week ago and stuff. Yeah.
I've been with him on and off for 14 years, and me and Donnie Hayes have put a lot into the band. Chris Burrows, my guitarist, but trying to keep members, man, it's terrible. Plus, it's just become a hassle. Hard to get together with them. So we just decided that this is it. So I somehow agreed. You know, and it's not that I love playing with them, but I didn't even know if I was going to be able to play the show coming up. Originally, with everything that happened to me recently, Alex Cohen was going to fill in for me.
Yeah,
and because he's playing with Fathom that night in Ballgrot and you know, and then recently I started to feel better, and I was like, then I found out it's the last show. I'm like, there ain't no fucking way, sick or not, dude. You pull me in a fucking wheelchair playing that goddamn show.
Is there anything else you want
to?
No, man.
I'm just happy to be here, man.
Well, anything to plug?
I was gonna say, you got to plug something, So when's your next? So you say,
all right, So I'm still doing shows. You know,
it.
I'm doing stuff at the Parlor, and I do stuff in Hills. I do stuff in Connecticut at the Cellar now, which I love that place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm doing stuff at the Cellar now.
Okay.
It's a great place. I work with Eric over there. It's a good dude. You know, Carp and I have been having discussions about him and I doing a lot more together in the future, but that's for a later discussion. You know, I think it's long overdue that we team up to do some more things together. Him and I,
good.
You know,
and you got a couple of Voltage shows on the docket right now, correct?
Yeah. I got
what you got?
The two Winterfest things that I do in January and February over there, and then I got Devil's Feedback last show at Plymouth at the New
World Tavern.
New World Tavern.
Yeah, my brother plays there. Yeah.
They actually have a decent stage there.
Oh, he said he does.
It's a pretty big fucking stage for a small place.
Good spot at New World. That's where Derek from the Calling, or not. Oh my God, the Graying. Derek from the Graying. Sorry, and like Killing It Entertainment and stuff. Like a bunch of those shows. Like there's a ton of really good hardcore shows getting booked at New World right now.
Which sounds like a bunch of places we haven't.
And we've talked about it. We were gonna do one. We were gonna do one early in the year that ended up falling through.
Oh, it was
definitely.
Are you guys booking for next month? Or I can't believe we're having a discussion about booking a show right now.
It's a crazy thought, right?
So we are kind of in new album mode right now.
Okay, taking some time off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
we're very like solidly in pre-pro.
Yeah, so we just
which is pretty exciting. So new album.
We just wrote our second album.
We should get a couple of solid Connecticut bands and get you guys over at the Cellar, man.
I would like that.
Love to.
It's a cool place.
Very much.
It goes downstairs and it's like being in the dungeon. It's fucking awesome.
But we're moving and grooving on the rehearsing the material.
We're not
getting it all
one record band.
So once that's good, you know, I'm thinking it'll move probably pretty quickly. I'm like finishing up the studio build right now. We're like, there's a bunch of kind of like all the behind the scenes stuff is actually moving right now, which is so fucking exciting and awesome to be able to say that finally.
Yeah, right.
Once that stuff is done, once that album is ready to rip, we will be busy boys.
Yeah, I want to be busy.
Busy boys. That is.
It's a shame we didn't have the shit set up. We could have showed him the friggin' record, but we fucking had him here.
Yeah.
I mean, we still can.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
good. You know, we
it's
finally.
good.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's good.
8 hard punches to the fucking head.
But it's different.
It's
fun.
What a different experience it must have been when Carp had joined the band, huh?
Yeah,
it was interesting.
It is.
It was. You know what?
Tell me before we end this, soiree. Let me tell me how that happened.
So we were, Eeyore had left, And we were running, we were doing the system stuff with you and just kind of surviving through COVID.
Yeah. And honestly, we just kind of, what we ended up doing was, like when he left, we had our couple days of being bummed out.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, all right, well, we're still like working on an album. Let's just treat this like we still have a singer. And we kept working. We'll just get together every week. We'll write, we'll demo, we started, recording the real tracks.
The instrumentals.
Before we even had a singer, we were almost done with all the
instrumentals.
We recorded all the most of the instrumental stuff before we even had Mike locked in.
Yeah.
So we're just like, we're just going to work like nothing's wrong.
We definitely didn't like pause production. Like we kept moving, and me and him were both working at Guitar Center at the time.
Oh,
I remember when you both were. I remember that.
Prior to then, though, we were. Was it on Craigslist? You were trying to find vocalists, or somehow you guys were on top of that.
We were suffering real bad.
And we had a couple of tryouts, and it just didn't.
Yeah, a couple of things that didn't work. I had an inbox full of ghouls.
Yeah,
it was
real
just
funny.
Man, we were suffering.
Yeah. But continue.
But it was getting a little dire by that point.
But it got to a point where. I was a manager at the time, and
at Guitar Center.
At Guitar Center, and so that being said, me and Nick didn't fucking do anything. So whenever the store manager left, we just took that as band time. Mm-hmm. So me and him would just sit in the office and just try and deal with whatever band shit we had going on, booking shows, working on the record, whatever. And because fuck everybody else. So. We were the best sellers in the store besides a couple other guys, so fuck them. So they needed a fair catch up time, and it came down to this idea. We were just like, you know what? We're not getting anything. We're not finding anybody. Any people that are applying are not who we want.
We weren't going to settle again because that's the thing is, Era was the right guy for that first EP.
Yes.
But he was not the right guy for where we were heading and where we were at with those songs and everything else. I mean, it was dead wrong. It was,
and we knew that because we were playing
harsh
a lot of
but
them live.
Fair, and it was just not right.
Yeah. And so one day we were sitting like, you know what? I'm going to just hit up Mike and Justin and just see what can, if they know anybody or if they can just like throw a status up for us or something. And so I hit up Mike first, and I was literally going to just message both of you the same thing. She's like, hey, if you guys can just give us a hint, or if you know anybody, just like shoot them our way, like whatever. And so I shot Mike a message saying that, and he was like, well, I mean, I can just fucking do it.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do it.
And with the
I was like, and I was like, well, hang on a second. I was like, well, you have Barbarian plus New Idol. I was like, do you have time for us?
Was he a paper cut at that time?
No. A paper cut wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah.
Well, I had left paper cut, and then Alex obviously recruited Mike into the band.
Yeah, this is before paper cut even existed.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, I was just like, you're already in two bands. Like, New Idol was actually doing stuff at the time.
Yeah. I remember.
So, we were just like, do you really have time to take a third band on? Like, we're about to like release a record. Like, it's gonna be moving right when you get in. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I'll make it work. He's like, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Did he say that he was angry we didn't ask him earlier to join the band?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why you guys didn't ask me sooner. And I said, well,
you were busy.
We were busy.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, I assumed you were busy.
Didn't want to bother you.
Because so we had two voices in mind for this record, and it was him or Mike Hill from Traverse.
Fuck, of course, man.
Because they both are in that kind of same vein.
They both have very similarities in their vocals.
And as much as we love Mike Hill, getting the fucking kid out of his house is impossible, right?
I know.
So
he's in full on fucking like pro wedding band land now. So he's a busy boy.
This is even before that, and he was still busy.
Traverse
is he in that band with
not as
Chris
busy?
Paquette? Is that the?
No, he's not with Chris Paquette. No.
Oh, okay.
Different
cover band, same idea.
Yeah.
But those are the two voices that we had in mind. I remember me and him. We went to some another free show at the Fete in the lounge, and we saw New Idol, and me and him were both like, we were like, all right, that can kind of could kind of do it. Like that.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
He pulled me. He goes, "Hey, when am I trying out for your band?"
Is
Like,
that what he said? Yeah.
whenever you want, dude.
Yeah. So and
You got the gig at this point.
Yeah.
and
This was that night at the Fet?
I think it was.
Yeah, and it was just was weird because like we obviously had a professional relationship with Mike. Like we had booked a bunch of shows with him and stuff.
Yeah,
like
Now,
we never had.
Yep.
We didn't really
that-
know Mike the guy yet.
Yeah, like we never really had that sort of relationship with him, so we would have never expected him to volunteer for the job. But he had sent me some Barbarian demos that was stuff that I don't know if they've released it since then or if it's the stuff that they've been working on. I'm not too sure where it's at from that point, but he had sent me some demos of stuff that they were working on. He's like, "Hey, dude, this is where my voice is at. That's a little bit more geared towards what you guys probably want to do. Let me know if it works." And I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, it works. And I told him the same thing. I was like, we had you or Mike Hill in mind.
Yep.
And so from there, we sent him a couple of the tracks, just like we did everybody else. I think it was Hard Earned and I Am Providence, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
And and he came to my house and the five of us got together and we ripped a couple of songs. And he fucking absolutely blew us away. He killed it, dude. And
awesome.
I still get chills thinking about it. The first time I heard him, like I Am Providence with him, because it was the correct voice, and it was just
what a great feeling that must
it
was.
We like me and him, we all had the same type of moment, but again, me and him working at GC, like we had more time, and we lived together at the same time too. So like we had more time to talk about it, and it was we just had that like, oh, finally, dude, like holy fuck,
like,
we got it. Finally, we got the sound that we wanted. And then after that, he started to come here and like work on actually recording the songs, and his vocal takes were just so incredible. They were exactly what we wanted. And the rest is kind of just history. And now having him, it was kind of like the second version of him, where like with Looked Apart, I had already had all the stuff written.
Yeah.
He just kind of came in, put his little bit of flavor on it. We recorded it, called it a day. Then Filmed on Location was me and him working together.
Which those came out great.
Thank you.
They did. They really did. I was
and now
blown away when I heard it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Holy shit!
This is like really fucking good, man.
And now,
not to expect any less. Just
it's just
I had only
nice.
Eric in the band.
Yeah.
So when I heard Mike, I was like, "Wow, this is."
It is a lot different. To be fair,
I'm still amazed with it. To be honest with you, I still hear him do the songs, and I'm still excited about it. And even though we've been doing them for so long now, but. And then now with Filmed on Location, like, Nick had a lot of the lyrics already written.
Done, yeah.
They kind of, they tweaked them a little bit to make Mike comfortable. And but he had some, like, deliveries in mind and stuff. So Mike kind of just did more of what he had already planned on and just threw his flavors in. But now him and Mike are working on lyrics together.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to
real
be a lot
collaborative
more.
environment this
Yeah,
time.
of course.
Not just me going, here's all this shit, learn it.
Yeah. So now
he's doing his own work.
Yeah.
So
which
now
I'm excited for, because I feel really. I mean, even we
we're
practiced a
underway
couple,
on that
and
part.
I
The
was
thing
like,
about
holy
Mike, man,
shit.
when he puts his mind, he puts his effort into something, he really comes through. He does.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The last show we played, we just because we had redone the space in my basement where we used to practice, and then with his space being a mess doing the studio, we don't actually have a practice space anymore. So we go to Jam Stage. And so
I practiced there for many fucking years, man.
Honestly, I think it's fucking great.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's fucking great. But we went to Jam Stage and we ran through our set, whatever, and we played one of the songs off the new record for the first time in the room.
With his vocals on it, that he was working on
some rough vocals on it, and we were just all of us were so fucking fucked up. We were like, "There's a fucking suck." I think we played it about 30 times in a row.
We did. It was like, okay, do it again.
Run it again.
Poor Mike after the 10th one, he was like, "My voice, I can't keep doing it."
Okay, that's fine. All right, rest of you, do it again.
Yeah, and we just kept going, and it felt great. So like knowing that. We're going to have his full ability on it now and his full creativity. along with what we had from Nick from the first record. It's so exciting, and I'm still amazed that he decided to volunteer to be in this fucking band.
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited for you to hear this new shit, man.
No, it's good.
Not to like. I'm certainly not not trying to like.
You should toot your own fucking horn, bro.
Or even just like do too much self sucking before there's anything for people to hear. Like,
we're trying not to be a big things coming type of.
Dude, this new fucking record's really good. I just like if I may say so. I'm very excited for you to hear it because it's really good.
I'm excited just to hear the excitement in your voice talking.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's how you know how good it is.
Oh yeah,
just fucking wait, motherfucker.
Yeah,
mark our words. We will have something out. Maybe not the full. We'll have something out this year.
I'm not even stressed out. I'm just stoked.
Yeah,
which for me,
for you is
a lot.
Well, we were lucky. We were able to fly through the process. Like he got so much of the guitars done. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I was able to come in.
Just wrote my fucking ass off for like
helped
a few
write the
months
drums together.
I was able to come in.
Stuff.
Here's a bunch of songs, guys. You know, it's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Not be that writer's block. And just like, here's like 8 songs.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
I had 2 of them that we wrote during COVID that we never used, so we put those in there.
Yeah.
And then he had all that stuff done. I came in, I did some drum tweaks, and I put my layers and shit on them. And some
composition stuff that all this in. And I'm like, holy shit, we're done. It was wild. It was
a lot of moving around.
It was good. It felt real good.
We got the tabs done and everything already, so we're sitting pretty right now.
Yeah.
So
awesome. He put his spins on stuff. I mean, we're ready to go.
Yeah, considering how much of a fucking
good for you guys.
torture, doing filmed was.
I know
because of COVID and losing Eeyore and all that.
The pictures that you took, is it in front of PPEC?
Yeah.
We still have those.
Yes, love those pictures.
I got that picture in my office.
Come on,
we probably should update that.
Pretty good. We'll do that one.
Maybe we'll do that.
But that was with Carl, right?
Yeah,
that was a problem.
Those
are
the first.
Those are great pictures, man.
We got some real
skinnier.
We got some real good.
Yeah, we do, bro. I gained a lot of weight.
That was like right before. Yeah, that was right before we put out "I Am Providence" as like a single, as like the
that was a single artwork.
Like
it was. Yeah.
Here's the here's the lineup. Here's the single. Surprise! We sound a lot different. You know, it's just like one of those. Kind of the rollout for it, or what have you.
Because that wasn't supposed to be the first single for the record, but
please add hot water.
My first question was, why is there a huge fucking bowl of fortune cookies on this table?
For crunching and
munching. Where did you even buy this many?
I got at Amazon. I found them on Amazon.
Welcome to the
podcast.
No, normal Amazon.
Nothing we
what
do
you got
makes
at Amazon,
sense.
Of course.
Edamame.
That's awesome, though.
Yes. So,
congratulations.
It'll be a big year this year for us. That sounds like a broken record.
Oh,
not really.
He did the big things coming thing. God damn it.
No, but I'm excited for these people because we always said that we're not going to be a one record band because a lot of people say they do one record and they break up or whatever. Yeah. We're not going to do that.
Or moreover, too, I think even most importantly is like I think it's again, if I may, I think we pulled a Far Beyond Driven where it's like, okay, we did a record and we're not mellowing out in the slightest bit. If anything, getting grosser and getting heavier and gnarlier.
Yeah.
Not mellowing out, not turning into a fucking neutered rock band on album 2.
Like Derek from the Flood said, fueled by back pain.
August Burns Red?
Probably, yeah. The last thing I'm trying to do.
Sound a lot.
I do not want to fucking puss out with age. I've got more shit to be mad about now than I did when I was 21. Yeah. So that's just the body. That's just it, dude. That's the fucking fact of the matter.
Yeah.
So just hit harder, and a lifetime of harmonious relationships is yours to nurture if you want it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyway, it's probably wrapping time here. But Justin, anything else you need to plug? Anything to tell the people what you got going on in your life? We talked about shows. We talked about band stuff. Anything we forgot?
We're happy you're up and fucking moving.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows I went through some crazy shit recently. All I have to say is that I'm just happy to be alive. Crazy shit. The day I woke up, before I won't get too far into this, I went to the hospital. I had a tooth infection. Plus from years of partying. which caught up to me. And it was at my house, and, my tongue swelled up, and I was driving myself I'm making jokes about this now because I can, but I'm on my way to the hospital, and my throat's closing up, and my first instinct when I'm having a panic attack is smoke cigarettes. Mm-hmm. So I'm smoking cigarettes on the way to the hospital when my throat's closing up, freaking out, and I finally made it there. And, before you knew it, 6 days had fucking gone by, and the day I woke up was the day I was supposed to play the Strand with Barbarian, Joy Damage. And,
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
We were at the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See my brother get on stage?
Yes,
Sure did.
It was all, yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Crowd was cheering loud for you, trust me.
I know. I was very grateful, man. I don't even know how I came out of it, but I did. I'm alive, and I didn't die at 42. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's
got the best years ahead of
It's
you
not
now.
a club. 42 Club is not a club, but congratulations anyway.
Well, I'm not
Good
getting
job.
too personal shit, but my mom died at 42, 20 years ago, almost to the exact same day that happened to me. So,
Wow.
That's scary.
scary shit. I made it to the hospital with literally 5 minutes before I collapsed on the ground and had a fucking seizure, swallowed my tongue. But I'm just happy. Like I said, I'm happy to be here. My brother, best brother I could ever ask for. Man, he lives in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one I started the band with when we were kids. He was a drummer, and I was a guitarist and singer. But he did a lot for me and so did my friend Ryan, my friend Jen and Tracy, like my closest friends growing up. They took turns. My girl, the whole time I was in there, they wanted to make sure I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
No.
And my brother started this thing to raise money so my family could get by for the next couple months because I'm out of work. I can barely still walk right now, and like I'm without a cane for the first time in 2 days. So I'm
good for you.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty quick bounce back, all things considered, man.
Yeah,
man. Which is amazing.
I'm already ready to play a show. I'm ready. You know what I
When
mean?
you said you wanted to come on, I was just like, I thought you were learning to walk again.
I was.
still.
That's what I said.
What the fuck happened?
I
That was
spent
quick.
every day. So when I was told that it was going to take 2 to 4 weeks for me to properly walk to the best of my ability after coming out of something like that, and within 3 fucking days, I just kept moving my legs in the bed like this, fucking all day, all night, and all. And then I was getting up, and they were yelling at me because I was going to the bathroom by myself because. For days went by where I couldn't wash myself and go to the bathroom. I don't want that to ever happen again. Which is why I had to do a complete lifestyle change, and I can't drink again. I can't do anything again. I'm gonna fucking die. And I said
that's no way. Yeah,
I had a good time while all those years lasted, man.
You got plenty of stories out of it. You know what I mean?
Fuck drugs.
Good.
Really, booze is one thing, man, but fuck drugs, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Got your best years ahead of you, man.
I know.
That's what's going to
I'm
happen.
grateful to be here, and anybody that was there and donated and really helped my family out right now, I appreciate it. Thanks. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, we were, I remember Mike told us, he was like, "Yeah, I don't think Justin's gonna make it." We were
I think it was the day of.
It was, yeah.
You were supposed
It was
to
either
come
the day
on.
of or the
I think
day
it was
before.
The day before when it
I
happened to him.
had died and come back. Crazy shit, man. I have my girl took pictures because she had to tell my work what was happening at the time. And looking at those pictures of me in a fucking coma was like, I was living outside them, and I was more of like in a medically induced coma where they had
said you
to
were sort
give
of
me a shit ton of drugs
responsive,
to just knock me the fuck out for days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when I woke up, man, a lot of shit changed. I'll be honest, my life is better now than it was before that happened, believe it or not.
Well, I mean that's the most
I had a
important
wake
thing.
up call. I have my dad back in my life. We lost track 5 years ago. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is 18 now. Lost track of her 6 years ago. She was there when I woke up.
That's huge.
So I've got a lot more going in my life now than I did back then. And
Fucking A.
now I just tell the truth to everybody.
Yeah.
Like I'm a drug addict and I'm an alcoholic, but I'm on my way to sobriety
Awesome.
and never going back to that life again.
Awesome. Good for you.
I mean, how many times you guys see me cocked at a show? Let's face it, I was drunk Justin everywhere I went at shows.
And the way I see it is, you were sober enough to remember that.
And what's funny before we wrap this up is like I'd always be that guy though that bought everybody shots. Like, I had a system at FET, so we had the lounge in the ballroom, and at one point we had the arcade.
Yep.
So I'd always get free drinks. So I'd go from the lounge, I have a drink, and do my thing, and then I go to the ballroom. I got a drink, I'm gonna go into the arcade. And I'm gonna get myself a shot, and I'd continue that rotation so they wouldn't notice how much I was drinking.
Right.
Sad to say, holy fuck. But yeah, you know, that's
I think you definitely.
That's what an addict does, man.
Yeah.
I think you definitely put a fair share of the Mighty Fall shots on your tab.
A lot of people fucking shots. You know who you are.
There's definitely a fair share of our shots on your tab.
Just a little.
That's
The
for sure.
best is when they come up to me at the end of the night and they're like, and I'm like, what's my tab? And like, I either get $100 off the tab or they cut it down. But you know, a couple times, so like the fucking tab was like $400. Like, what the
Jesus
fuck? What
Christ.
did I do today?
Strong night right there. Nice. Well, Justin, seriously, I'm glad that you're doing
thanks, I
okay.
appreciate
And
it. Thanks for having me today.
No,
I
and
appreciate being there.
thanks for coming on. And like I said, I didn't think you were going to come on so quick afterwards.
Yeah, we didn't.
But seriously, this is great.
I know the week I went into all that was the week I was supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we always knew, like, you know, from that day when Mike is like, hey, he's not doing good. Like, he's, you know, we were like, all right, well, if as long as he is okay and he can make it, he has a spot whenever he's ready. So we knew we were going to have you on.
Yeah.
And when you hit me up about it, I was like, dude, we're good when you are. He's like, all right, well,
I'm good now.
you're like,
Bring him on. Let's go.
I'm like, bro, if you if you're feeling good, then we're feeling good, man.
Dude, I
It's
walked
all
out of
you.
that hospital 4 days after waking up. 4 days.
Fucking A.
I got up.
Good for you.
And I walked around, kept walking around, and finally they were like, why are we keeping him here? He fucking keeps walking around.
We're sick of his ass. Get him out of here. Get this fucking guy
You know,
out of
my
here.
family's very nervous about me running back into things, but I'm not trying to run back into things. If anything, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do now to get my life together and to live a life of sobriety. And I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a line of fucking addicts, dude.
Sure.
I'm an addict. But in the end, it's better for me. And, you know, you never know what's in drugs these days. And I
That's
hate to
very
say
true.
it. I mean, when I was younger, drugs, you didn't have to worry about so much what was in it. But now you just don't know.
You sure as hell can't go to the store and ask for 1981 weed.
I would like some 1987 cocaine.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Unfortunately, they don't keep it stocked on the shelves like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't have to get too much further into shit, man. I've come to peace with my life and where I'm at.
I mean, that's the most important thing. Like I said, we're just glad you're okay. We're glad to have
Thanks.
you. And
Happy to be here.
You definitely got the TMF camp behind you.
Yeah.
100%
And I'm
of the
sure
way.
once we get this record set up, and so I'm sure we'll be playing a show with you guys soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely doing this.
Oh yeah,
shit.
man.
We'll
Wait till
100%.
summer
that's a
comes.
guarantee.
Summer, you know?
Oh, it's a
Definitely.
guarantee.
Yeah.
And you know that you have one of the first phone calls. You know,
Thanks.
We'll make you some money too.
Appreciate it. I'll be sure to pay you guys, okay?
Well, thanks for coming, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin.
We appreciate
all
you
guys
being here.
here.
Thank you.
What love you, buddy.
Good dudes all around.
What
Appreciate
a good hang. And as for the rest of you, well, you know how it goes.
yeah, fuck you.
We'll see you in hell.